answer my questions directly on IG. So if you'd like to ask a live question, or if you have a question that's been burning, itching you, I always answer them on IG. Okay, so a quick intro while people come and while I'm waiting on people to start asking questions. Just so you know, again, my name is Elizabeth Ofula. On social media, people know me as Val Queen Dancing Lawyer, and I think I used to have one other nickname, which for the life of me, oh, okay, they used to call me favorite immigration lawyer. So anyway, but the main my main names on social media are Dancing Lawyer Val Queen. I used to dance a lot, and also because for many years now, I've been talking about Val in the African, the Caribbean community, and so they started calling me Val Queen. I always say like this, we the people started naming me and calling me Val Queen. I did not name myself that. And then the name just kind of stuck. And as you see, I still talk about Val. All right. So as the name alludes, we do specialize in VAWA, get adjustment of status to VAWA, the process of getting a green card here in the United States through VAWA. We specialize in VAWA. We also specialize in adjustment of status through marriage. That is the exact opposite. Adjustment of status through marriage is when your spouse is petitioning for you based on, the good times, based on you guys having a good relationship, or based on the fact that your spouse just loves you, wants to see the best for you, and wants to see you having a green card, and wants to see you doing well in life. That's adjustment of status to marriage. We also do that, y'all. And in fact, I always say that we actually started off doing adjustment of status to marriage cases. That's kind of how I stumbled into VAWA, and of course, also had a very good mentor that was specializing in VAWA. So that's how I started doing VAWA. But initially, what I was doing initially when I first got out of law school and what was first practicing was adjustment of status to marriage cases and asylum cases. So I've been doing these cases even longer than VAWA cases. So we do adjustment of status to marriage cases. If you're in a good relationship, a good marriage with your spouse, or your spouse wants to see you doing well in life, would not mind petitioning for you to get a green card while, and you're physically here in the U.S., we do that. We do adjustment of status to marriage cases. We also do asylum cases. I've said this before, people don't believe me, but I was actually really, really good at asylum cases. I still take them, although I probably don't take as many asylum cases as I do VAWA cases. And actually, story of my life, I learned how to do asylum for Haitians that were detained down here in Mason, Tennessee. Mason is like, I think, about 2 hours away from Memphis. Story of my life and true story. A few years ago, there was a huge influx of Haitians coming from Brazil. Okay, if you have any knowledge of Haitian history, the country of Haiti was going through a huge crisis a couple years back, and it resulted in Brazil opening their arms to welcome Haitians. So when the Haitians went to Brazil, there were so many that the country couldn't contain them, literally couldn't support them. So lots and lots of Haitians started to just migrate their way to the U.S. All right. So when they got to the U.S., there was such a huge influx of them, much like what was shown on CNN last year, huge influx of immigrants. That happened with Haitians a few years back, and then a lot of them ended up in Mason, Tennessee, and were imprisoned in Mason, Tennessee. So this is like now when I was a new lawyer, and so I would just go down there and literally represent people at the detention center. So that's how I learned how to do asylum cases. And it was trial by fire, y'all. I mean, to do an asylum case in front of an immigration judge when you're a new lawyer, first of all, I just got to tell you, that took lots of guts. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. That was so crazy. Crazy. But that's how I learned how to do asylum cases. So I learned them by representing Haitians at the border, y'all. That's how I learned how to do asylum cases, literally. And I want to thank those Haitians that entrusted their lives in my hands those many years back. Like when I'm telling you, like I was a new lawyer back then. Like, yeah, I think that was year 2, year 3, like so new, so fresh. And these Haitians that were, they were detained at the Mason detention center trusted me with their lives. They really did. And that's how I learned how to do asylum cases. So I also do asylum cases. And if you're wondering what is asylum, what does you keep saying is asylum? Asylum is basically a legal fiction, okay? And it's asylum is one of those laws or reliefs that almost every country has. Even Kenya has asylum, okay? Even Canada has asylum. So every country has a way of defining asylum. Here in the U.S., asylum is defined as as a protection given to those who are fleeing their home country due to unrest. Now, this is my own definition. This is my own definition I've come up with. Okay, so it's not in a dictionary. So, but it is basically when someone is fleeing their home country due to some sort of unrest, and that unrest has to be because of something they cannot easily change about themselves. All right, it has to be based on something such as their race, their nationality, their religion, their political opinion, or any other group of people that doesn't really fit the first four. So, for instance, these are smaller groups. This fifth category is a smaller group or any smaller group that doesn't really fit into this first four that society recognizes. So, this fifth category is things like sexual orientation, domestic violence, rape, who have experienced danger to their lives or their family members due to family members or due to familiar issues, right? Issues caused maybe you come from a family or a family there's a family member that wants to kill you. It could also be due to witchery, although if it's due to witchery or wizardry, you have a lot more to prove. Okay. It could also be due to female genital mutilation. Okay. Female genital mutilation still happens in so many countries. You will not believe it. And story of my life, I've always said that I didn't even know Kenyans still mutilate their women. In some few tribes in Kenya still mutilate their women. I personally did not know that till I became a lawyer, because our tribe doesn't mutilate girls, but there are tribes even still in Kenya, which is my home country, that mutilates women. And this is a fact that I did not know until I was a lawyer. So female genital mutilation is huge in Arabic countries, African countries. I mean, even some other countries, but it is huge all around the world. So female genital mutilation is considered a human rights violation, and it can very easily get you an asylum approval and eventually a green card. So these are examples of things you can, in other words, if you've experienced, you can easily file for asylum and win. If you file it on time, file it within a year, God willing, of you entering, or sometime after that. So I've won asylum cases, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about asylum. I've won asylum cases for people who have been here like 5, 6, 7, even 8 years. But when it starts to get about 10, 11, 12, 15 years, 20 years, it does become a little bit more difficult to win an asylum case. But of course, there are people who could still maybe potentially file for other reasons. For sure, if your asylum case, if you've been here more than 10, 15, 20 years, and you experience those things I said, female genital mutilation, rape, sexual orientation, persecution, gang violence, uh, in other words, family member or friend or someone you know died or was killed in your home country because of something they or you cannot easily change about yourself, but you've been here 15, 20 years, more than 10 years, it now becomes a little bit more difficult to win an asylum case. Doesn't mean a lawyer wouldn't touch it, but it now surely becomes a little more difficult to win an asylum case because you're supposed to do that within year one. So as you can tell, I got a lot to talk about when it comes to asylum. So I do asylum cases too. All right. But the reason why VAWA is usually preferred than asylum is asylum could take a while, by the way. It could take 1 to 7 years. A regular asylum case in front of a USCIS asylum office could take 1 to 7 years. It could take a very long time before you're approved. And then secondly, people prefer adjustment of status to VAWA than asylum because asylum has so many steps. First, with asylum, let's say it takes you 1 to 7 years to get called for an interview. Then let's say they approve it. You do well, you become an asylee. Once you're approved, they call you an asylee. You become an asylee. Then a year later, that's when you can apply for a green card. Okay, then 4 years later is when you can apply for citizenship. Whereas with adjustment of status to VAWA, all right, it's based on, you can be based also on domestic violence, right? So with adjustment of status to VAWA, you're going straight into a green card. And you're going into a green card, you're going into a 10-year green card. And of course, it's much, much shorter. It doesn't take 7 years, right? So VAWA is definitely much, much shorter. Then ultimately, then it takes you directly to a green card. And of course, with VAWA, you can go back to your home country. Where with asylum, you can't go back to your home country. So I feel I'm gonna stop talking there because I'm gonna end up giving so much information on this live. So let me start taking questions. I'm ready to start taking questions. You can request to come live now. Let me start taking these questions. Like I promised, at 5 o'clock, exactly 20 minutes from now, 19 minutes from now, I'll be leaving this live. So, ready to take questions live. Like I told you, if you're new to my live, I always take questions live. I prefer to take the questions people come and ask me live on a live. Why? It makes it more interesting. It's better. It's more fun. And also, sometimes it just takes a lot to read questions. It's long questions. Sorry. So if you have a question, be bold, come live. You can block your face. You can do also some things to make sure I don't see them if you like. But come live for me to answer your question. All right. So let me start taking these questions now. All right. Uh, start taking questions live on IG. Uh, uh, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Not bad.
How can I help you?
Okay. Last year, June, I my 130 at that time was the green card holder.
Mm-hmm.
He was, and then he was in request for an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
That was the March of this year,
Okay.
but I'm not heard anything. So I'm just kind of like wondering. They have replied to say that they received it or anything.
So your husband
But
only filed an I-130 for you? Did he file other forms for you?
no, just I went there.
Okay. Yeah, I-130, depending on the city, it takes at least about 2 years in most places. I mean, depending on your processing system. It take up to about 2 years or more. So, nothing to worry about there.
But
Then,
even though he said that upgrades into that is not good. So how do they check
yeah,
that?
even for you, this I'm talking about based on a U.S. citizen petition. Things, I don't know if you've been listening, but I've been saying that immigration, things are taking longer now. In fact, they've been taking longer for years now, for the past, since Donald Trump did.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Things have been taking longer since Donald Trump days. So
Okay,
you're
yeah.
okay. You're okay. I don't think there's anything wrong. Now, if you'd like me to take a specific look at your case, you can give me a call to the quotation. I've pinned my phone number at the bottom.
All right, I'll make a note. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Hello, madam.
Hi, Wakala.
How are you doing?
I am fine. I tried to contact you yesterday in regards to I have my I 360 you know, wanted to find out how for my son who's going through something and whether he could do that in the 9 days.
You say your I-360 was withdrawn?
No, I have a file with you for my I-360. I hadn't filed for my children. I
Okay.
wanted to do, yeah, but one of my children is here with me. He is a student.
Yeah.
So that the younger one is in Kenya, and I was asking if
So,
the guy.
so to expedite a 360, I've tried it, madam. I haven't been successful many times. To be honest with you. Usually they'll just tell us to wait our turn. So that's the answer to my first. That's the answer to your first question. And secondly, which I should be answering more than one question. But secondly, yes, it's possible to petition for your son in Kenya. It's going to be a two-step process because he's not physically here. It's the only way I can explain to you in real quick terms, in layman terms. It's going to be a two-step process because he's not physically here. First, we have to get your I-360 approved. And then once your I-360 is approved, there'll be additional forms to fill out for him, and we'll have to basically consular process him at that time. So all I can tell you, long story short, is that it's going to take a longer process, and it's going to be a two-step process because um, he's not physically here in the U.S. If he was physically here in the U.S., we could have we could put the child on your application, and the day you get your green card would be the day he would have gotten his green card. But it won't happen that way because he's not physically here.
And I have for them together because one is physically here and the other one is in Kenya.
Okay, do you mind scheduling conversations now? I'll answer two questions, and I'll get like
Okay,
five
okay,
people.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
good afternoon.
Yes, yes.
Please, I did my application on 22nd of May.
Okay.
Yeah, through Marine-based green card in Texas. How long is it going to take? And I called them, they said by on 9th of August, I should be answering. I don't know how long it's going to take for
So
me to get
when did you
approval.
file your application?
For marriage rate.
Yeah, when? You just filed
Okay,
it.
I filed on January.
Oh. Well, I don't know when exactly you're gonna get it, but usually, to be honest, with you have much longer wait
For the EAD?
for work permit. Oh, I thought you're talking about green card.
No,
Oh,
the
work
work
permit. Work
authorization
permit.
application.
Most work permits take at least 6 months.
My God. Okay. All right.
Welcome to the United States of America.
Yes, thank you.
Immigration is like that. Things don't come
All right.
easy, but they do come.
Okay. All right.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
I like how I said that guy. Welcome to the United States of America. You know, sometimes when you're leaving Africa, you're leaving another country, you think when you come to America, it'll be easy, easy, fast, fast. Negative. There's a wait process. There's a process, but you will get it. Hello?
Hey, Robin, how you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm doing okay. So my prima facie just got accepted like 2 months ago.
Uh-huh.
I was asking how long does it take to get the work permit?
So, okay, so that's the same thing the guy was saying, asking me. So it takes about 6 months from the time you file, at least. Usually for most people, at least 6 months.
I have a follow application, so
It doesn't matter, sir.
It's been like 7 months now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I said it takes at least 6 months. It could take longer. So just be patient. It's coming soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Hello. Hello, madam. How are you doing? Yes. How can I help you?
Hello.
Yes. How can I help you?
Okay. So can I file for abandonment after 2 months of divorcing my USA husband? Can I still file for abandonment?
You mean can you file for vow? Is what you're asking?
No, not for abandonment.
What's abandonment?
He abandoned me.
Yeah, that's vow, madam. That's
vow.
yeah. Yeah. So, do you want to call me? I would like to talk to you in detail to see if you qualify, madam. Give me a call, okay? Give me a call, ma'am, and I'm going to take you out because it's really loud. Bye bye. Give me a call, madam. Hopefully, I take the right person. Yes, hello. Shoot, I took out the wrong person. Woo. Guys, if you come live, please make sure your background is clean and clear. Nah, I took out the wrong person. So the lady that was saying hello, I didn't mean to take you out. I think I was trying to take out the other lady. Call her. So she will pick up. Who is that? Um, the lady who I just hang up on by mistake. Can you request to come live? Guys, when you come live, make sure there's no background noise. Make sure there's no background noise. Oh, that lady's over there. The lady that I mistakenly hang up on. Can you request to come live again? Hello? Hello? Uh,
Hey, how are you?
Good, and you?
Good, good, thank you for asking. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I have a, like 130 approved, right? But then at the front of my case, the network process.
Okay.
This is gonna take my priority from my 130. So how does it work?
Yeah, so some law firms do that. In our law firm, we start everything afresh. So if you had a prior case through your spouse, we typically don't do anything with that. Typically, we start your borrower case afresh. So new forms, new I-360, new I-45, new work permit, new travel permit application.
No, because my lawyer, he didn't apply for my 485 again because I already have one on file. He just transferred just transfer my case to the network process.
Yeah, he can do that. So I'm telling you that we don't do that. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Okay, okay. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Um, I'm still trying to get back to this lady that I hung up on. Anyway, lady, you can maybe you come live another time. Looks like she doesn't want to come back in, but she could request to come live. She wanted to come back again. All right. So I do see a written question. I really want to quickly answer here. Someone says, "How long after you get an RFU for a medical exam will you get a decision?" Honestly, I don't know. It could be 2 weeks. It could be a month. It could be 3 months. Sometime after you send in your request for evidence, you'll get sometime after you get a request for evidence asking for your medical exam and you respond, sometime after that is when you get a decision. I'm sorry to say, there's just no set time. Sometimes we get it a decision in 2 weeks, sometimes a month, sometimes later. Um, it's up to when immigration decides to give you a decision. All right. Someone asked me after law has been approved, what is the next to do? So it depends. So typically, the lawyer most times would have filed a green card application along with that. So now you're just waiting on your green card application to be approved, and you get your green card. So it just really depends on whether you have a pending I-45. That's my answer to this lady. What I did by now. And Nixon, I just have a question. All right. Okay. Now let me take. I'll take one more. It's 4:54. I'll take one more question live, and then we'll call it a day. Someone says, "Can I file for my doctor's have warrant outstanding? We need a consultation. Dance hall updates. We need a consultation. you need to determine what kind of warrants you have. You definitely need a conversation so you can determine if you're fully filed and if you need any waivers. Ma'am's cat, are you the lawyer or am I the lawyer? I understood exactly what she said. But, you know, I'm liking people start talking about what they know. But I'm checking my online case for that 360 return the notice because they couldn't deliver. Okay, so then you need to call them. This is my answer to little storage. Call immigration and do an address because the address maybe they have a file is not correct or not delivering. You don't want to stretch that one day they'll send you something like a work permit and it's not delivered. COVID vaccine is mandatory, but you can do a waiver. That's my answer to this Shetty. COVID vaccine is very much mandatory, but you can do a waiver. I just answered your question. I think I just answered the same question on YouTube. How long after they ask you for a medical exam on a request for evidence will you get a decision? So after you respond, like I said, it could be weeks, months later. No one really knows exactly. You'll get a decision soon enough. And if you feel it's starting to take so long, you can always give them a call to see if you can rush them up or contact your senator. Okay. Guys, I think will end it here. I'm not seeing any questions anybody asking to come live at this time. And it's 4:56. Thank you very much, guys. Please share any information you found out. I always say don't be stingy, and I always say that in our community we're very stingy people with knowledge. This is why I feel like, in my personal opinion, the African and Caribbean community is behind from like the Latino community because we're from like the Asian community. Why? Because I feel like these other communities they share the information they have with each other. If you're listening to me under the sound of my voice, and if you join my live, it'll be a very big embarrassment. If you have a friend who's going through something or who has questions about immigration that you know the answer to because you joined my live or you joined today's live, and you shut up, you're embarrassed to say that you're watching PowerPoint. It will be a shame on you if you refuse to share the information you have. At the very least, share the live. All right, guys. Bye. See you next time. See you next week. Bye. Take care, guys.